Tonight, voting closes in the local government elections as Port Augusta City Council reflects on the last term. And how good is local talent? Whyala's own Hannah Ewings returns home to share her experience in the AFLW.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with Madeline Kerr begins now.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. Port Augusta City Council held its final meeting last night ahead of the local government elections. With voting ending at 5 o'clock this afternoon, candidates now have a nervous wait until results begin coming through. The council also farewelled and thanked members who were retiring this election.
It may still be election season, but it's business as usual at Port Augusta City Council. The council farewelled those retiring at this election, including Fran Painter, after 18 years.
She's always been there, always gone ahead and provided me with a number of different viewpoints on things, and it's something that I really do value.
Mayor Brett Bembo spoke about the achievements over the term.
We also had an average 0.0 minus 1.2 rate increase over the terms we were here. I don't think we'll see that ever occur in any council or government level again. So that was a pretty amazing thing.
But councillors, including mayoral candidate Lindley Shine, have asked for a more proactive approach with the state government, especially as the new community outreach program was launched in Port Augusta this week.
Because I still think that there is some more information that should be coming out to community about that. And I do realise the sensitivities around some of that, but I still don't think that that's any excuse for no communication around it. So I'd like that to be more proactive.
Meanwhile, in Quorn, mayoral candidate for Flinders Rangers, Ken Anderson, is happy with voter turnout.
Probably we're in the top 6 of the whole state for voter returns, so that's a fantastic result for the electors, and at least they'll get to have their say.
Daniel Pizarro, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The Independent Pricing and Regulatory Tribunal has finalised its report into water prices in Broken Hill and surrounds. Prices are set to remain stable for most customers, but we will see an increase in line with inflation.
The report is in, and the regulatory body has set the water prices for Far West New South Wales after holding a public forum in September.
It was really critical for our thinking. We heard around a lot of issues, both in the public hearing and also some other meetings that we had while we were in Broken Hill.
Those who came out considered everything in great detail, with water prices held stable before inflation.
For most customers in Broken Hill, their prices from January will be going up with inflation, but not with any other increases, and we were able to hold them steady.
It was also noted that while water quality and reliability has improved, there is still room for more improvement, and provisions have been included for infrastructure.
We have included in the prices enough funds for essential water to renew and maintain infrastructure, like some of the pipes around town.
IPART has also recommended City Council, Essential Water and key agencies draw up a draft plan for water levels.
Where in a lot of communities what you're wanting to do is have people conserve water and reduce their water, but that may not be appropriate from what we heard.
The full report can be found on IPART's website. Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Amid a skills shortage in our region, local crane company Max Services is now looking into hiring operators from overseas. A new recruitment drive by the company could see up to 150 British crane operators move to Port Pirie, Port Augusta and Whyalla. The company is looking for experienced crew members that can operate their larger 200 to 1,200 tonne equipment. The company, which also offers rigging apprenticeship programs to locals, says the bigger, more expensive cranes simply require a level of experience that is in high demand across the world. Sanctuary On Air is back and is looking to expand its operations, offering unique services between humans and animals. The charitable organisation is holding an event for the community to learn more about their mission and the way we interact with animals.
Meet Hope and Odin. the official ambassadors for Sanctuary On Air, who are eager to help the community. The organisation aims to work with school children, retirees and anyone else who may need a helping paw.
I had this vision of working with animals and children, and so Sanctuary On Air was formed, and in 2016 I started up. We had formed a registered charity.
Founder and chair Kate Harrison has dedicated her life to working with children and animals, a passion she hopes to share with the community. However, the sanctuary is in need of land.
The idea is that we have some land between 20 to 100 acres within 40 kilometres of Port Lincoln. It's going to be a physical hub where we're going to have an incredible doggy day centre.
First established in 2016, Sanctuary On Air has been connecting people with animals ever since. But due to the global pandemic, the organisation was put on hold. Now they're back and hosting an information session on the 20th of November.
We have a guest speaker, is Emma Coates. She is an animal behaviourist, an accredited animal behaviourist. She will be talking about the ways, what sorts of things happen with the dogs.
For further information or to get involved, you can visit the Sanctuary website. Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Whyalla has welcomed back its AFLW star, Hannah Ewings, after Port Adelaide wrapped up their inaugural season. The #1 draft pick visited several schools to promote healthy living and was joined by another AFLW legend.
One generation of footy players teaching the next generation. Port Adelaide stars Gemma Housen and Whyalla's own Hannah Ewings have promoted how to eat and live healthy to students at Stewart Primary School, including cameos from other players like Port Augusta's Connor Rozzi.
It's been an amazing opportunity for me to come back home and deliver these programs to the community and give back to what they've given to me. So to have that support around me being back home, it's just an amazing feeling.
Awesome to be here. My first time in Whyalla. Always travelling with the Port community team is amazing. You never know what kind of schools you're going to get and programs that we run, but it's amazing to be here.
The girls also reflected on their playing season.
Obviously the first for Port Adelaide. It's been an amazing season and we've had so much support from our fans, the club and just people around us.
I don't think our win-loss ratio really reflected on what a culture and amazing team that we're trying to build. You can obviously tell what teams are in, have been in for the past 7 seasons, but we're definitely growing and building and you can see that.
Port are keen for new fans and that extends to this Western Bulldogs supporter. I don't know, guys. I think I may have been drafted. Daniel Pizarro, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Still to come tonight, an update on the renewable battery being built in Broken Hill. And meet the Year 9 students calling for donations to help share the dignity. Welcome back. Ground has been broken on the construction of the new $41 million grid-scale battery in Broken Hill. The 50 megawatt battery, which will give the community greater energy stability, is set to be operational by mid-next year.
It's official. The Broken Hill battery is under construction, marked by a sod turning ceremony today. Representatives from City Council, AGL and Fluence in attendance.
So I'd like to say that AGL is very excited to be here at the sod turning of our $41 million, 50 megawatt hour grid scale battery.
The Broken Hill battery is just one of the developments that AGL has going on at the moment in the renewable energy sector.
AGL has a really significant pipeline of renewable energy developments, over 3 gigawatts, including this Broken Hill battery that's under construction, a second battery that's under construction in Torrens Island.
The battery will be built by Fluence as well as their partner Valmec.
Fluence is a technology company that provides best solutions, and we want to enable the future, a clean transition of energy for a sustainable future.
Mayor Tom Kennedy is excited for what this project means for the city and something else that will put us on the map.
This battery project, we have a number of other projects of storage that will come online over a period of time, and this is just another one of those good stories that puts Broken Hill on the map.
Construction of the battery is set to create 50 jobs for Broken Hill engineers, tradespeople and other contractors.
The thing that they like most about it is the potential for cheaper electricity for them, as well as jobs and acknowledgement. So we're all into growing the city, and AGL has just helped us in that.
Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Year 9 St Mark's students in Port Pirie are learning about the challenges local women face. Through their learning, they're coordinating a drive to collect donations for a charity they feel passionate about.
Students are learning what they're capable of when they work together through a special program offered to Year 9s called Right Journey,
where we engage students in a variety of topics so that they can learn about themselves and the difference that they can make within their community.
One of the topics they're currently learning about is period poverty, a topic many know little about.
It's not really talked about enough. There's a lot more going on in your local area than you think there is. It's a really big cause and it needs to be focused on.
Students are gaining awareness for the charity Share the Dignity through social media and conversations with friends and family. They say it's a good feeling knowing you're helping others and making a difference in the community, because one day you might be in need of help.
I think it's taught a lot of people around the school about Share the Dignity and period poverty as well.
So we've really encouraged our students to also think about how they would feel being in someone else's shoes and receiving this bag. How could we make it special for them?
If you would like to donate, you can drop off sanitary products at the school office, with every donation helping to end period poverty. Annabelle Francis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. How buying a certain product at the supermarket can help save a life. And ag students in Port Pirie learn the art of sheep shearing. Welcome back. This November, Australians can help those dealing with bone marrow failure syndrome by giving back to Maddie Rewalt's Vision. Henry Millick has this story.
A chance for everyday Australians to give back to those fighting bone marrow failure syndrome. Sadly, 50% of people diagnosed with a medical condition die from it. But people can make a difference by supporting Maddie Rewalt's Vision.
The basis of the campaign is my father, Mark Millis, one of the founders of Flavorite. He suffered from a blood cancer called multiple myeloma for approximately 8 years. And I guess one of his ethoses was around giving back to the community.
Maddie Rewalt's Vision was first founded in June 2015 following the tragic death of Maddie Rewalt, sister of AFL star Nick Rewalt, from bone marrow failure syndrome. 7 years on, and Flavorite will once again aim to raise $100,000 through the sales of specially marked foods found at Coles.
Specially marked packs of Flavorite tomatoes and capsicums, and 10 cents from every pack sold will go to, I guess, special research projects into trying to find cures or better treatments for bone marrow failure syndromes.
Over 160 young Australians are diagnosed with the illness every year. All funds raised in this year's campaign will go towards research and helping those who are diagnosed.
You know, seeing what Dad went through over those years through transfusions and bone marrow transplants, they really do suffer. And I think what we can see through this campaign is that literally what you donate goes directly to the charity.
If tomatoes and capsicums aren't to your taste, you can always donate online. Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
This week, agricultural students in Port Pirie have had a taste of what it's like to be a sheep shearer and wool handler. And they haven't let the warm weather and flies keep them out of the sheds.
These agriculture students are already looking like pros after their 5-day crash course in shearing and wool handling.
So it's an introduction into shearing, where students learn how to set up the handpiece, do some grinding, and then they start on the sheep, and hopefully by the end of the week they're all able to shear a full sheep.
Students say there's a lot more to a clean shave than you think.
Didn't realise the amount of footwork and how much your technique is important, not just being strong.
The wool collected will either go back to the farmers or donated back into the agriculture program.
So I've been doing a lot of the wool handling, which is good for me to use back at my property.
Had a go at shearing a sheep and it wasn't too bad.
The instructor said the students have learnt a lot in 5 days and was impressed with their willingness to learn.
They're turning up each day and wanting to have a go, so they must be enjoying themselves.
Shearers and wool handlers are in high demand, and after this course, students can choose to further develop their skills at an improver school and make some money in the school holidays. Annabelle Francis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Soccer-addicted kids in Whyalla are being given the chance to train side by side with their favourite A-League stars. Players from Adelaide United will be hosting a free coaching clinic in Whyalla next Wednesday. Held at the secondary college, the clinic will help develop skills for those under 11 and under 15. And as an added bonus, attending players will receive a free one-game family pass to a home game in Adelaide. The club warns that spaces are limited and only those registered will be able to attend. Stay with us. After the break, from King George to salmon, fish and tips is next. And after that, we'll have the Spencer Gulf weather forecast. Welcome back. The warmer weather is just calling for anglers to hit the waters, just to get out there and catch some dinner. Here's this week's fish and tips.
G'day and welcome to Fishing Tips in Port Lincoln. There's been a fair bit of news, fair bit of activity from around the bay locally, which has been great. Whiting have improved again, so there's been some good catches of whiting in through the proper, in Spalding and around Boston Island. There's also been some good garfish, nice solid fish as well, in Spalding Cove and also around Boston Island. Moving down the passage, there's been some good sized squid at Taylor's Landing and some really good sized whiting down around Thistle. There was a white pointer reported at Thistle last week, so keep your eye out for that one. Well, that's all for Fishing Tips this week. We'll see you again next week.
Welcome to another week of Fishing Tips from Port Pirie. It's unbelievable what we've been seeing out there at the moment. The season just keeps lasting a little bit longer than what we have because of our inclement weather that we have. So Eastern Shoal still producing King George whiting at this stage, so it's a great opportunity. Yellowtail kingfish around on the Lowly Rip, so you want to have a try at those ones, and they're big sizes. So we come back to the little area that we know is Checker Buoy, and there's blue swimmer crabs going off there at the moment. Come back to the top end of Ward Spit or around Cockle Spit, and we're seeing some squid, which shouldn't be here at this particular moment, but the season's just brought them around. So there's a lot of things happening. We always say that while you're out that way and you're coming home, if the weather's a bit rough, just trawl a little bit around to 12 kilometres an hour, put a snook lure over the side and you'll actually catch some great snook. They're good for kids, not much to eat, but they are pretty nice if you smoke them. That's all we got this week. We'll see you next week.
G'day and welcome to this week's Fishing Tips from Port Augusta, Jewel of the North. Well, the big news up here at the moment, that big great white shark's hanging around the old powerhouse site. Be very wary of that. Apparently it's quite feisty. The reason why that Noah's hanging around is there's absolute mega kingfish hanging around the old powerhouse site. Getting caught regularly. If you do catch them, try and release as many as you can and don't take them. There's also some crabs about as well. They're starting to come on thicker and faster. And silver whiting up on the beach on the high tides. And you're also getting salmon up and around the creeks as well. That's all we have from Jewel of the North.
Hi, Whyallah's fishing tips this week. A little bit of exciting news. There was a few really large yellowtail kingfish sighted off our new Whyallah fishing jetty, so that's definitely exciting news. There could be a few more fish starting to show up there as well, so worthwhile having a big rod with you while you're up there. There's been some nice squid coming off the local jetty later in the evening. There's also been a few nice flathead caught off the new Whyallah jetty as well. A little bit further land-based around Point Lowly, there's been some huge yellowtail kingfish schools. They're not very big fish, but there is lots and lots of them. They've been caught all around the lighthouse and also out of the Point Lowly marina. For the boaties, there's only been a couple of kingfish caught. It's not really happening as yet. There's been a few nice King George whiting still coming in from the Mount Young grounds and a fair few squid still in the area as well.
Great tips as always. Thanks, team. Time now to take a look at today's weather, and Broken Hill was our warmest centre today, reaching 32 degrees at 2:30. Coober Pedy topped 31.7 degrees around 3:30. Around the same time, Port Augusta reached its maximum of 28 degrees. Port Pirie reached 26 today, a little bit of rain in the gauges. 25 in Woodner, 22 in Whyalla, 21 in Port Lincoln. Taking a look at the satellite image now, a low pressure trough over eastern parts of the state will move eastwards overnight, while a weak high pressure system will move over the south tonight and early tomorrow. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Southerly winds 10 to 15 knots, turning southwest to southeasterly and increasing up to 25 knots. Seas between 1 and 1.5 metres. South to southwesterly swell below a metre, increasing up to 1.5 metres. Possible showers in Port Lincoln tomorrow, 21 degrees, 25 in Cleve, mostly sunny, and 33 in Woodner. Mostly sunny in Whyalla as well, 25 on Friday. Blue skies in Port Augusta, 31 degrees. Kadina mostly sunny and 26. Mostly sunny, 28 degrees in Port Pirie, partly cloudy, and 26 in Clare. Sunny in Broken Hill on Friday, 29 degrees, down to 16 tonight. Taking a look further through the week now, stormy conditions across the Gulf on Saturday. Up to 10 millimetres of rain will fall in Broken Hill, 30 degrees, possible shower, 26 in Port Lincoln. Sunday's looking less stormy but still rainy, temperatures ranging between 19 and 27. And finally, taking a quick look at Monday's forecast, showers clearing around Port Augusta, 21 degrees, 20 in Broken Hill. And that's the local news this Thursday. I'm Madeline Kerr. From all of us here, thanks for joining us. Good night.